Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes, facts,
Boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Batman Dark Knight returns again. Strikes again.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by Mike.
Hello.
Again, we're just keeping it simple.
Have I told you about my voice and the way I say
No,
hello?
tell me about your voice, Mike.
Have I told you about the way I say
haven't listened
hello?
to it for 60 plus episodes. No, go ahead.
So when I walk in at night, when I finally get home, I open the door and I look at my
It's
wife.
like 1 a.m.
I open the door and I look at my wife and I go, hello. And she always calls me like answering machine because she thinks I sound like an answering machine.
That's funny.
That's the whole story.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Do you remember Max Headroom?
Yes. Very much. Very much.
That annoying. You realize that
I liked Max Headroom. I
Okay.
thought he was cool.
Well, I mean, as a kid, it just freaked me out.
Until he sold out to Pepsi.
Well, still, the couple who directed that also directed the
was a
Mario
couple?
movie. Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Or helped create it. They directed the Mario movie, which I always found weird then why Dennis Hopper kind of looks like Max Headroom.
Yeah, that's true.
But that could just be similarities. But
can I ask you about one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So about the time of Max Headroom, there was a band called Sig Sputnik.
Okay.
And so the whole idea behind Sig Sputnik was the fact.
Were you in this band?
No.
Okay.
It was the fact that they were a fully monetized band is the way I think we would refer to them today.
Okay.
So they were big on like commercializing everything.
Yeah.
So like they would mention brands in their songs and all kinds of shit.
Oh,
Right.
that's
I mean, they were
hilarious,
just
yeah.
like, yeah, we're just fucking sold out. We don't care.
That's hilarious.
You know? So if I were to, oh, damn it. I don't want to answer any of their questions.
I didn't know you were just
Hang
going
on.
to play it in the middle of the... What is this?
It's Sig Sputnik.
Okay.
Hang on. Look, they're putting guns together in a limo.
Yeah, that's a lot of sirens. Yeah, that's too...
So, but you understand now the way that in my brain connects to Max Headroom because of the sound is what I'm saying.
That.
Yes. That was a long trip, but we're back.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, good. There you go.
And hey, now you learn something. You learn something new every day.
That's
kids.
it. That's all it's about, right? That's what life is about.
That's true.
Learning something every day.
Mike, do you remember?
Yep.
Last
Probably.
week? You remember?
Oh, maybe not then.
Oh, okay. You remember last week we covered The Dark Knight Returns?
Yes. One of the best.
That story semi-fresh in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to cover...
Not the story I thought it was.
No, not the story you thought it was. But today, instead, we're going to cover its sequel, which is Batman, The Dark Knight Strikes Again. Just like the first one was technically Batman, The Dark Knight Returns.
Right, and we're staying in Frank Miller's neighborhood.
Yes, this is now just Frank Miller and Lynn Varley are the only two that return for this book. Frank does, he's the writer, he is the artist, and Lynn, she does the coloring.
Oh, okay.
Now, Frank has a very, I'm going to say, minimalist style for this book is the best way I'm going to describe it. And we'll get into it, Mike, and you'll just see exactly.
Well, is it kind of like that all red Batman or whatever you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So.
Right. That was him too, right?
Yeah. So Frank Miller did do All-Star Batman and Robin, Asbar for short.
That's what it is. Asbar.
Asbar. And so let's not forget it's funny that you bring that up because just keep in mind that Batman too, because that's a young Batman still in this world, but he's still just angry about everything, and he kidnaps Robin like right after his parents are murdered, and he throws him in the Batcave, and he like makes him eat rat. Yeah, he curses a lot. He calls himself
I'm rough.
Well, he's always like, I'm the goddamn Batman.
that's right.
That's where you get that from.
Yeah.
That he smacks Robin a couple times because child abuse is
Why
great.
Yeah.
For some reason, like
I can't tell you if I wasn't around Robin all the time that I wouldn't smack him a couple of times too. Though.
But that
He's got a big mouth.
But that came out after this.
Yeah. Oh,
okay?
really? Oh,
that came out after this.
Okay. All right.
So what we have is our book from last week, Dark Knight Returns. In this universe that we're here.
Yeah. Does this pick up where the last one left
here
off?
picks up 3 years later.
Okay. Still in the gutters?
Still in the gutters.
With the punks?
With the mutants. Well,
Same. Yeah.
So
punks, mutants.
And then the difference is the gap between this came out in 2001.
Okay.
So we go from 1986 to 2001.
Oh shit.
There's a 15-year
gap
between
between these
these
stories. Was that long. Huh.
Yeah. So there's a big gap between this.
What did Frank Miller do in that time that was super notable between the two? Was that like when he did 300 and when he did all the other cool stuff that he did?
Sin City happened in between there.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no. Sin City for sure. You bring up 300. I just don't remember
when you say a minimalist art style, I do think Frank Miller, right? And then if you're saying Sin City came out before this, then I get where that deviation went, right? I mean, I get where that comes from.
I think a lot of people, I've read people online say the post that he did Sin City, and then everything else since he's done Sin City is just kind of like he never quit doing Sin City in a way. That and like every story he does is like that dark, brooding, like crime noir kind of like he. Well,
as somebody who taught art and has tried to art over the years, I can tell you when you find a thing, you tend to stick with it.
Yep.
And so it's weird to see it at this level, because the guy was, he was fucking superstar at this point.
Yeah.
Pardon my French.
No.
But he was a superstar.
Well, I've seen people who just think that because he did Dark Knight Returns that he should just get a free pass on everything else he kind of puts out just because how big, and it's true, and influential that book was to the rest of the comic industry.
Yeah.
So he kind of does have, at least in the industry in a way, like whatever Frank Miller wants to put out, they'll put out. That's not a,
I can't say I really blame him.
Yeah, he's earned that to a point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But what I'm going to do something a little different because this book, reading through it, was very confusing.
Okay.
And the reason is this book is a mix of a lot of things. It is a superhero story in there somewhere.
Okay.
There's a lot there's a lot of satire in this book.
Okay.
There's a lot of political satire. There's a lot of, comic book satire.
Well, I'll tell you, when I pick up a comic book, what I'm looking for is some good political satire.
And that's kind of the problem, at least for me, with this book, as it's more satire than substance. So I'm going to just tell the story as best and as kind of shortly as I can because it goes in a lot of different ways.
Right.
And then we'll kind of dive into the book as a whole more because there's a lot of crazy stuff.
All right. Sounds good.
So to tell the story, essentially 3 years later, Carrie, you remember, was Robin.
Mm-hmm.
She is now no longer Robin.
Okay.
She is a character called Catgirl. Don't know why. Not explained.
Oh, this is not explained at all.
No, she just opens this book as Catgirl.
Okay.
Granted, also it's supposed to be 3 years in the future, but somehow she's still like a teenager. So like the age is a little weird off there.
Dwarfism.
And that people will call her like sweetheart and stuff like that, and like kitten throughout it, which is kind of weird then too. Yeah. But so essentially we open up to find that, to make this the shortest way, is that Carrie Kelley, now Catgirl, Batman has come out of retirement now 3 years later. And
he's the
mutants,
Tom Brady of superheroes.
Yeah, and the mutants that they've trained, she likes to call them the Bat Boys.
That is all gross. Catgirl, Bat Boys.
Yeah.
That's so goofy.
So they are trying to rescue other superheroes who have been kind of captured and stuff like that.
Okay.
We find that the world is still, granted, everything on TV tells you that everything's going great because the president is a hologram. Instead, it is a front for Lex Luthor.
Oh.
He and Brainiac are working on taking over the country.
Okay.
This President Rickards is just like
That
a
may actually
fake
be happening
front
right
kinda.
now.
Yeah. So Lex Luthor is the big, and Brainiac are the villains in this.
Yeah.
And Superman still works for the government,
Okay.
like he did in the last
Sure.
one.
But wait, he works. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll ask my question.
yeah.
I'll
Just-
long time listener, first time caller. I'll ask my question and listen
At the
later.
end,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of weirdness in this. Also, kind of Wonder Woman and Shazam are on his team, kind of too. Yeah.
Wow.
But
Shazam.
what the Bat Boys and Batman and Carrie Kelley do is they go and they rescue the Flash, the Atom. Ray Palmer.
Yeah.
They go and they also rescue, or they get the help of Elongated Man
Elongated man.
to go save Plastic Man.
Those are different men.
Those are two different men.
Gotcha.
Also, Green Arrow is back.
Oh boy.
He has a robotic arm this time.
Well, he should.
Okay.
This is all sounding very Avenger-ish.
Hold on. And so what we find out is that Brainiac is able to stage this giant attack. It seems like just this alien attack. It's revealed later to be that Brainiac caused it
Gotcha.
to try to finally put Superman in his place. They're trying to destroy
Thank
and
God.
crush the people's spirits of like, oh, superheroes are here to save us because
Sure.
all these other superheroes are coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah.
We find out that Brainiac has. You remember that shrunken little city in Red Sun, the Kandor
Oh, yeah.
on Krypton?
What is that? A city for ants?
Yeah, but it was like, remember,
Yeah, no, I know what you're
shut
saying.
down.
Yeah.
So this comes back up.
He has this?
that city, and that's what he uses to get Superman to do what he wants to.
Because he'll crush the city?
All million of the Kryptonians that are in there.
Who cares?
So, I'm just.
I'm
telling
not
you the
trying to be
story.
ugly. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I mean,
Also, while all this is going on,
ain't
so
got no planet.
yeah, so Batman's trying to do more to kind of just be a thorn to Lex Luthor. We also see this Joker-like person come back, and he's killing superheroes. This person who's dressed like the Joker kills the Guardian. He also kills the Creeper. I think he kills Martian Manhunter. And we'll come back to him, but everybody's like, you're not the Joker. He's dead. And they're like, well, then who? He's like, well, then who am I? It's like this subplot of trying to figure out who this guy is. Back to the other story. Essentially, Superman finds out and gives in and realizes that the only way for them to beat Lex Luthor is to give in to Batman's plans. So they all turn and kind of work together to help each other out.
Yeah.
And what they do is they devise this giant plan where, see, it's hard to follow. We also find that at some point in time in this story, Superman and Wonder Woman have sex that is so monumental that it causes natural disasters.
That kind of makes sense, though.
And then, like, right afterwards, she tells him she's pregnant. Like, I was like, I didn't think it happened that quick, but I'm not Superman, so I don't
if
know.
it's Superman and Wonder Woman, you gotta figure it would be like
She's
a
just like,
gestation period of like
done.
12 minutes.
Yeah. But they
And
also
she had her own son.
well, no, we also find
Who-
out that they had a daughter together named Laura.
Oh.
And so essentially
Laura Kent.
I don't know, they don't say her last name.
Laura Man.
Laura Prince?
Isn't that his name? Superman?
Yeah, Laura Man.
Laura Man.
Laura Man. But
Laura
so
Prince. Oh yeah, I guess that's
'cause
Wonder Woman's
Diana
last
after
name.
me.
Yeah.
But so she's flushed out of hiding. She realizes she exists. She shows up to save her dad. And that's when Superman realizes I can't beat them on my own doing what I do. Like, Batman's right. We need to help him. So they use her because they want her because she's young and she's more powerful because her mom's Wonder Woman too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they got a point there.
That's
that
true.
should be like
That's
the most
true.
powerful being in the.
So
the
they
being
let
place.
Brainiac take her in, and the Atom he doesn't check. The Atom is on her somewhere.
I don't know the Atom. I don't
He
know the
shrinks really-
Creeper.
the Atom.
Okay.
He's like,
So he's Ant-Man.
he's Ant-Man for DC.
DC. Gotcha.
But he's like, you know, shrinks in. I think he's like hiding in her eye somewhere she like cries a tear. I don't remember
So
how it is. We'll get to it.
The Creeper, he just stands outside your window or what?
No, the Creeper was actually like an anti-hero.
Uh,
I remember him from the animated series a bit. I don't
always
know
had his
too much.
pants down around his ankles.
No,
It was
he
weird.
was yellow, and I'll pull up a picture of him.
No, it's all right.
It's Steve Ditko creation. Also, the
Oh, really?
question is in here.
The Question.
The question.
I don't know who that is.
Okay,
either.
another Steve Ditko. But
Did Ditko do Polka Dot Man also?
I don't think
Because
so.
that just seems like that would be in the same wheelhouse.
I don't
as
know.
Question and Creeper.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. Eh.
Anyway.
So
Weasel.
So it's already hard to find where the story goes.
Sure.
Oh, so
Adam's in a tear. Goes down her
Adam's
face.
tear something comes out. He ends up going in and helping the Kryptonians escape.
The little tiny Kryptonians?
The little tiny Kryptonians
Where did they go?
escape, and they end up killing Brainiac, or defeating Brainiac.
Okay.
Lex Luthor has Batman.
Did they get big?
It doesn't really
Oh,
say.
okay.
I don't
All right.
think.
Okay. All right. Good.
I might have missed that.
All right. You're good.
Eh.
I think you would know if all the Kryptonians that were teeny tiny got big.
I don't remember that happening
all right.
because I remember reading the third one
Oh.
and the city.
There's a third one.
There's a third one. I'll tell you about that later. And let's just let me
Dark
make
Knight
this.
falls over.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and try to put a bow on this, and it's tough too. So the Kryptonians escape. They defeat Brainiac. Batman lets himself get
We're free.
captured.
Little tiny people.
Yeah,
just
lets
running around.
lets himself get captured by
Whee!
by Lex Luthor, and it's this whole thing where he like lets him tell him his plan while Luthor's like punching him in the
sure.
face.
It's
It's just because
James
I had
Bond
a
thing.
plan set up the whole time.
Yeah.
Then we see Green Lantern come, and essentially Lex
Wait,
Luthor.
Green Lantern or Green Arrow?
Green Lantern.
Pick another color.
I know, but Lex Luthor has all these like satellites that he has aimed at Earth that he's going to have them destroy everything that's not certain aspects, and he's going to become ruler of the world. Green Lantern grows big enough, wraps his hand around Earth. The thing's just at his hand. He unwraps Earth, and it's done.
This is a classic story of too many storylines, too many characters.
Here's how we end the
Right?
book. It is.
Okay.
Here's how we end the book. Remember that guy who looked like the Joker who was killing people?
Yeah, yeah.
So Carrie, for some reason, has gone and seen this girl named Saturn Girl. Don't know who she is.
Saturn Girl.
And Saturn Girl is tells her, I guess she can see the future, that he's going to, like, this guy's going to kill her.
Okay.
She's like, no, there's no way. Like, we watched him die. So Carrie recalls where her and Green Arrow had run into him in the catacombs, I guess, of Gotham. I didn't know
Okay.
Gotham had catacombs. Wherever, somewhere in catacombs.
Whatever you need.
And that, like, Green Arrow had hit him with like a arrow that blew up, his incendiary.
Sure. Incendiary.
Yeah,
that's
there
right,
you go,
yeah.
arrow. And that she saw that him die. So there's no way he could still be alive. So she must be wrong. Well, Batman,
She doesn't
after
know she lives in a comic, does she?
no, well, Batman, after they defeat Lex Luthor, save the world, Lex Luthor saved the world and all that. Then he goes ahead and he's headed back to the Batcave when he gets a call from Carrie that she's been attacked, like she needs help.
Yeah.
We come in and it's that Joker-looking creature, and Batman says like a self-destruct sequence for the Batcave, and then the Joker sequence says Batcave cancel self-destruct sequence and lists another like code for it to do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't turn it off. And Batman says, I changed that code the night I fired you, because the Joker-looking creature is Dick Grayson.
Oh.
So in his big world, he's never liked Batman.
Fired you.
Yeah. So, and like was there anything really about, there's nothing really about Dick Grayson in the first one that I can remember too much.
No, I don't think so.
Nothing given about his past in this one for him to be so mean and hateful.
The only thing about Dick Grayson was that I think people were saying sorry he died or whatever.
No,
right? They
Jason
made that-
Todd.
Oh, Todd. That's
no, he
right.
talked to Commissioner, but still.
You're right. Yeah.
So it's just really weird, and it comes out of nowhere. But anyway, he and Batman get
Just
into
like
a
the
fight.
catacombs and Saturn Girl. And,
Yeah. He and Batman get to a fight in the Batcave, and he slices off Dick Grayson's head. But we find out Dick Grayson went to this lab and for genetic testing, and he can't be killed.
Grew another head.
So he like kind of reattaches it. So Batman tells him, well, that's fine. You didn't know there was I shit you not. You didn't know there's a volcano in the bottom of the bat cave. So he drops him down to let him basically, he drops both of them down for them to die in lava, and Superman saves him at the end. And that's how the comic ends.
Wow. Okay.
So there you go. So that is the
that
general
is so
story,
convoluted,
right, of this.
Especially compared to the first one.
Yes.
The first one was fairly straightforward. There were a couple of storylines in there, but it was,
a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is all over the place. There
were no volcanoes.
No, we're going to get to something that Mike has not seen yet, which I've been waiting and keeping from him.
I do like
and
that
that's
cover,
some of the art of the book. The cover is great, but we'll get into some of the art and also some of the other things I didn't necessarily go over right after this as we take a little break.
Hey, kids, you like to smoke?
Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them, kids.
Okay.
You only get one life.
And welcome back.
Welcome.
I don't know why I held out the hand so much. I am now going to show Mike. We're getting into the actual art of the book and some of the cool things now that you know the basic story.
Well, I was just saying to you during the break for Cigarettes for Kids that the sketches in here are really cool.
Some of them are. Just remember you said that as we go through the book.
Well, I said sketches.
Okay.
So
Jimmy Olsen shows up in the book, and he's very much about like, hey, where are the heroes? You're believing all their lies.
What does Jimmy Olsen do now? Does he still work for the stupid paper?
He's just angry. That's what he's angry all the time.
All right. He's angry. Sure.
There's jokes all the time about sex sells everything. There's naked news.
Zophoria.
There's this Euphoria investments. You know.
Euphoria.
Yeah. A bunch of talking heads like we talked about. So.
Yeah, this art is not the same at all.
So when we first see Ray Palmer, he is fighting these just horrendous looking creatures.
Wait, who is Ray Palmer?
The Atom.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right, sorry, didn't know.
So no, and so I will point out the things I liked about the book when we get it, because it does have some things that were cool. And he's fighting these creatures, and he seems just lost, and he sees like this light. He's just been fighting them for a while.
Yeah, he don't look hot.
And this terrible creature that's finally about to just be the death of him, he thinks, or he's finally going to best it.
Yeah.
And he comes through just like a mighty warrior, and you're thinking, well, where is he? Right. Turns out he was in a petri dish. Okay. I thought that was just kind of cool in a way. Yeah. It looks like he's just in some bad,
His petri dish is very small, and he's much bigger.
Yeah, after they've made him bigger.
Even here. Yeah. Oh, is he getting bigger as I'm seeing these pictures?
I think kind of. He shrinks again because she's going to swallow him. Or not swallow him, but put him in. I can't say that on this. So we're just going to skip it.
She jams him in her cooter?
No. I was just going to say, I didn't want to say she takes him in her mouth, but because it sounded super.
Well, the way you said it sounded like, yeah.
But never mind. Yours was worse, so let's.
Hey, kids.
So.
Smoke them up. Stay away from cooters.
Also, Carrie Kelley is Catgirl. It's a very,
it's so stupid looking, though. Like, that costume is not great.
It's very cheetah looking. She also has motor powered Chuck Taylors.
Why is she not just the cheetah?
Why did she not stay Robin?
I don't understand.
Because she's still Batman's second in command. Like her and Batman are really close.
Now she's dressed like a cheetah, wearing Skechers
with wheels.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry, I was thinking wheelies.
I had to assume she was jumping off the top of a building.
Yeah,
that's not weird. Like a water damage or anything. That's the page.
I don't know why you're supposed to know what that is.
But yeah, so
I don't like that.
Yeah,
he got in her mouth.
I told you.
I know, but I didn't think it was really going to happen.
Yeah.
Ugh.
To escape because she needed her hands. And she jumps. I guess that's the sky.
Well, she's got no pockets.
Yeah. Well, she lands, and when she does, she actually swallows him a little bit. It makes her sick, so she throws him up.
Is she body painted, Or is that an actual costume?
It's supposed to be an actual costume,
Okay.
but it
But
fits.
then she barfs him up.
Yeah, she barfs
'Cause
him back up.
the reason I say barf is it literally says barf.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have what happens a lot. It's just a bunch of talking heads through it. Superman.
He loves his dialogue. Don't
Yeah. Frank Miller loves to write. I feel like.
he? That boy loves to draw.
I think he does. That's why I got into comics. And this has been our show.
Yep.
But he.
That is an evil looking Superman.
Well, I think he likes to make like a suit. Like he likes
He likes
his
these-
Superman to just hate Batman though too.
I think he also likes these anti-heroes too.
Because all of this writing is just like, you don't get to, I get to save people. You don't get to save people.
Well,
like, but
it's without even the dialogue. You put the red eyes on Superman like that, and he looks like freaking Bizarro with the right S.
he does. Funny you bring up Bizarro. He'll make a cameo later.
Oh boy.
So there's that new news I was talking about. Ray Palmer's big again. Carrie Kelley, this is...
Oh yeah, there she is taking off her suit.
Yeah, introduces him to the
Now there's somebody else naked.
Bat Boys. I'm trying to get to
You
some
know
of
that was a real thing, right?
What,
The
Naked
naked
News?
news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over, not here.
I never understood that.
You want to guess who that is? It looks like the Kingpin, right?
It does look like a Kingpin.
No,
That's Lex Luthor.
That's
Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
Well, I only know that because you told me that before. Like you were saying Lex Luthor was a thing, but like his hands are huge.
yeah, he looks like
He
the
looks
Kingpin.
he looks like Kingpin, or he looks like Lex Luthor and that big ape had a baby. What's the big ape?
Gorilla Grodd?
Yeah, he kind of looks
Okay.
like Grog, but as a man.
I did also want to point out reading this.
Is Grog the one that was in Peacemaker?
No.
What was the monkey that was in Peacemaker?
I don't remember it.
Remember when they
having a
killed the
name.
monkey in the middle of Peacemaker?
Yeah, that was just for Peacemaker.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a thing.
No.
Oh.
No, Gorilla Grodd was
Too bad.
was a Flash villain.
Oh, he was a talking gorilla too, right?
Yeah, well, very smart gorilla.
Yeah.
So we get introduced to the question.
Like how the speech bubbles are all over the naked parts of this girl.
Yeah, to cover her up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to read just some of the dialogue.
That is very Sin City looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so. I'm going to read some of the dialogue though, just to see, because there's a lot through here. But this is the question monologue. I will say that I brought it up that I liked it before, and I think I credit it to Jim Lee back when they did it for Aspar, but it was the only thing that I think I liked out of it, of how the different characters have different like type fonts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a Frank Miller thing, so credit where credit's due. I'll give that to Frank Miller then,
Okay.
because it is different here on with the question too.
I'll let him know. Hang on one second.
All right.
Frankie.
Did you
gave
text
you
him
credit.
things?
Yeah.
Here, there's just, I'll read this just one box. And it says, this is the question talking to himself. The human spirit is a shattered pane of glass wrapped in soft velvet and soaked in a sugary poison.
You remember that?
You follow that?
Well, it's Motley Crue lyrics, is what that is.
Evil has seduced mankind,
Yep.
and mankind has shown all the chastity of a $3 whore.
Yeah, don't you remember that Motley Crue
Coming
song?
this Saturday.
Sunday.
It's very
$3
Sin,
whores.
it's very Sin City
Yeah,
writing.
yeah, very much so. Yeah,
In a lot of this.
guttural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going
Ooh.
to skip to
What is that?
so that's
So
the
many
Bat
bats.
Boys. That's the Bat Boys.
Oh, the Bat Boys. There they are.
Yeah, we'll focus on just some of the cooler things. We know all the story
Wait,
here.
does she have a different suit on now? Like,
yeah.
is she all gray now?
Oh yeah, that's the thing, is each time it changes. Because this one, it looks gray, like it's an homage to Catwoman.
Well, that's
almost.
very expensive.
But when it gets closer, hold on, I think it actually has color. They're going to
Oh,
rescue
there
somebody
she
here.
is. Yeah. Right? Isn't that her?
And
Isn't she yellow again?
no, that right there, but I think that's just from the explosion.
Oh.
Anyway, Ray Palmer is able to help them.
Boy.
Look at that giant fingerprint. Isn't that so cool?
Wow. You know, all of us have those.
Yeah. There's a background that's them like looking into the abyss. I don't know if Mesa can see it, but it just looks like a giant fingerprint they're staring at.
This, when you hold it that way, it looks like a toilet seat.
But they are able to rescue a one Bartholomew Adam.
Look at that.
Not Bartholomew Adam. How about Bartholomew Allen?
Alan. Oh,
Is
so
it Barry?
that's the Flash?
What is long for
it's
Barry?
right?
Yeah. Is it Bartholomew?
It has to be Bartholomew.
If there were a long, I think his probably name is just Barry, but if there were a long version, it would be Bartholomew, right? Okay. We're all in agreement on that. So they rescue Bartholomew Allen.
Hang on one second. Let me text Mr. Manilow and ask him.
Okay. We find out they have been making him just run nonstop to power like government facilities and stuff. So they've trapped him and used his power. They've also decided to give him a new suit. And Mike, this new suit is black. I didn't tell you about this.
Oh. Well, I actually
it has
like
shorts.
that suit. I don't like the shorts.
It has shorts.
Nope, don't like that.
It's a new upgrade.
No, that's not. Hey, wait, he's got short sleeves and shorts?
And shorts.
No, that's dumb. Yeah, never mind. If he had put pants and sleeves on him, that would be a cool looking suit.
Well, then he would look like kind of like reverse. Well, not reverse Flash, but I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would look evil. He'd look like an evil Flash.
So Barry, Berry, is both a given name and a surname. The given name can be angelicized form of some Irish personal names or shortened form of Barrington.
Barrington?
So there you go.
Okay.
I guess Irish.
So maybe
Barrington.
Barrington Allen.
Barrington Allen. Barry for short.
Adam is able to travel through cell phones because...
Wait, what?
Yeah. He's able, he says a line where he's able, I taught myself how to travel wirelessly. It's not a thing, but somehow it's a thing.
Who's the green guy?
The green guy? I don't know. It's just some talking head. Oh, no, it's just the light. There's a lot of play in like color and stuff like that. Obviously we've covered all of the story itself, so you kind of know what's going on as we go here.
Man, you hate this book.
No, it's not. It's just...
Wonder Woman has shorts on.
But look at
She's like Spanx.
I also noticed this.
Wonder Spanx.
I feel like all the women in this book
very
are
curvy.
going... Well, no. They're going to be in the same position. Like, they all kind of stand like this.
Oh, wow.
So, Superman, I'm trying to think of what else we have here. Brainiac looks like a circuit board. That is the best way I can describe how Brainiac looks now.
He looks like he's got like leprosy or
all
something.
Green with like
eyeballs all
red, yellow, blue bumps all over him. He's just a giant thing, just like Lex Luthor is. Shazam is drawn.
Is old as shit.
He is. He has white hair in this.
Yeah.
And an older Wonder Woman, you can't really tell because she, like Clark, doesn't really age necessarily the same. We see...
Clark
where are we
and
at?
Barrington.
Oh, so Lex Luthor essentially... I didn't tell you about this. I saved this part. Lex Luthor tells Superman at the beginning, like, you need to get Batboy in check because he's causing all these problems.
Batboy or... Oh, wait. He tells Superman
He tells Superman.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
Superman goes straight to the Batcave.
Sure.
But Batman is ready for Superman.
He goes straight to the bat's mouth.
And so as soon as he comes down, Superman arrives in the Batcave.
Yeah.
He fights a robot dinosaur.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, that happens.
Then after defeating the robot dinosaur, he does fight Bizarro, number 12 to be exact.
Wow.
Which he spring necks
And
like a rock'em sock'em robot.
And you know it's Bizarro number 12 because he wears a giant thing around his neck that says Bizarro number 12.
Then, all of a sudden, as he's kind of like dealing from Bizarro, Barry Allen shows up with all these little, like, they look like mines kind of, and stick them all over him. And then he darts off, and all these little explosions kind of go off around him. It's like a giant, like, you probably don't because you don't play this game, but maybe Mason does. Mason, did you ever play any of the Injustice games? You know, like their special moves that they have that are really just kind of ridiculous and all over the place. This is basically like a comic book version of that then. I needed to explain to somebody who knew what I was talking about because Mike would have been lost.
Yeah.
So like Flash shows up, plants all these little...
Let me recap for the older folks in the audience.
Yeah.
In a video game, the superheroes make really fast, weird moves.
No.
Isn't that what you just said?
It's just very over the... Okay, fine.
Isn't that what that is?
In a way, easier though. You remember Mortal Kombat? You remember all the fatalities and stuff? How they're over the top?
Yes.
They had special moves. Injustice was a fighting game made by
It was a DC
Warner
fighting
Brothers
game,
as well.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Made by the same people who make Mortal Kombat now.
Yeah.
And so they had like special moves like that too. Obviously, they
Okay.
can't kill people, but they're very elaborate things would happen.
Yeah.
Like Superman would take you all the way up, like out of
Right,
Earth
right.
into the orbit and punch
And
you all
what
the
you're
way back
saying
down.
is
and
this Flash move of coming
All
in
of
and
this.
throwing mines all over
all
him
of
and then
this,
running away.
him landing, it's just like Dinosaur, Bizarro,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these little mines.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
And then after he's
Thank
down,
you for explaining
yeah.
it to us in AARP.
Then after he's down, the mines cause an explosion or part of the Batcave to break apart and fall down on top of him.
Sure.
Then as that's happening, Green Arrow with his robot arm
Boo.
shoots a kryptonite arrow
Boo.
at Superman, which explodes. So now he's weakened by kryptonite. Then along comes the Atom.
Why are they all trying to kill Superman?
Then along comes the Atom, who honestly jumps into Superman's ear and runs through and comes out the other side.
Okay, I'm starting to think this Atom guy just has fetishes.
To screw up his equilibrium.
Yeah.
And then after all that to poor Superman, Batman shows up with giant kryptonite gloves and just punches him and just beats the mess out of him.
Well, he Hulk smash.
Here, I want to point out, not a single word has been said from Superman since arriving in there.
There's a lot of crunch and
Right?
bash.
And he knocks him
punch.
down, and all Batman says, I'm done talking, get out of my cave.
Yeah.
Because our Batman's a badass, if you didn't know.
The goddamn Batman.
Exactly. And Superman is below me.
So, did you ever have any of those Hulk hands like that?
No, but I've seen them.
They make the sound. Is it?
Oh, do they
Hulk
make-
smash? Yeah, whenever you hit stuff with it. My
Oh.
kids had some.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, used
They
to-
weren't annoying, were they?
No, the kids. Yes,
Oh.
or the hands.
Yeah, see, remember how I was telling you about how
Yeah. They all dress. They all. Oh my God! They all look like there's something wrong with their ass.
So this is like they're not human proportionate.
No,
like, it's just
they're
like,
not.
But
We're
there's
talking about all the women as drawn in this comic book.
there's
They
a
all look
group
like
called
they've
the
gotta take a
Super
dump.
Chicks.
Super Chicks.
That's what they're called, and spelled with an X.
come on.
And this is like Black Canary.
Yeah. Who I always thought was a cool, like she always had a cool look. She was always very
But Frank
stealthy.
Miller likes to.
sexualize them.
Well, yeah, but I think did he make her a prostitute in Ass? No, she was a bartender in Ass Bar, but she, I think, has sex.
Well,
with
even in
Batman
the last one,
dead
even in-
corpses are on fire around him.
Well,
so
even in
that's
the
cool.
last one, you had a girl dress up like Wonder Woman that was a prostitute.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mr. Miller may have a problem.
Well, but that prostitute, well, she might not be. She might have been the mistress. It was Selena Kyle, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I think Selena Kyle was not the. Is that what the madam, not the mistress, the madam? Isn't that the head of a?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I guess
madam.
she was. Yeah.
Head prostitute.
Head P and C.
Prostituto uno.
HPIC head prostitute in charge.
Gonna get in trouble.
With who? The
I
prostitute
don't know,
union?
man. I'm just saying you gotta stop while you're ahead.
Who am I gonna get in trouble with?
I don't know.
Nobody listens, Mike.
That's true.
So this group, though, is obviously dressed very seductively, and they're kind of superhero inspired. And they take it's a weird subplot. This page I thought was really cool. I will say of the Batmobile kind of plane,
cool, yeah.
and him falling out of it.
Why is it in the air? It's a bat plane?
It looks like it has wings. It's like a
Oh.
Batmobile / plane. Like
okay.
it does both. I thought this was, really cool art. The only thing is there is honestly, so this book came out in 3 pages. How would you feel if you bought this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be rough.
Well,
yeah.
hold on.
No, I'm saying I understand where you're going with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a full page.
Yeah. It's
So
just-
that's one splash
just art.
page.
Yeah.
Right into another splash page.
Yeah.
Right into another splash
Doesn't it
page.
seem like, I mean, I understand it's beautiful art.
right
but
to
doesn't it-
another half of a splash page.
Doesn't it feel like a cop out kind of?
a little bit.
Yeah.
All the way over here until the very bottom. We almost had 8 straight pages of nothing but art,
crazy.
which is fine. And it tells, I get that he's going for a visual story because that's what comic is. It's sequential art. But
Can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Why does Frank Miller look like Freddy Krueger?
you mean Robert Englund?
Well, but you put the hat on him, he looks like Freddy Krueger, right?
A little bit. I don't know.
I mean, Mason, don't you think he looks like Freddy Krueger, kind of?
Oh yeah, I
okay.
didn't tell you that. So Ralph Dibny, the elongated man, he got his power from drinking Gingold, I believe, which was like some sort of.
God bless you.
Yeah. Well, here in this book, he is now pitching. It says Ralph Dibny for Gingold Plus, and he says, "Elongate your love life, fellas."
Oh, come on.
And then Flash shows up and he goes, huh? Whoa, Barry, been ages. How's it hanging? Look at that art.
Oh, my gosh. Yeesh.
Oh, this is now you're going to
Wait. Let me see. My God. With the bugged out eyes and the girl hanging around his waist.
Also, if you were curious, the difference between the elongated man and Plastic Man. Plastic Man can turn himself into anything.
But they both stretch, though,
That's
right?
it. That's all. Elongated man can just stretch out, kind of. He can just elongate himself. Really,
Okay.
I think that's all he can do.
Yeah. Hey, I know this is going to come as a surprise to you, but do you know that Frank Miller has an ex-wife who stole some of his sketches? Sorry.
Did you fall down a rabbit hole?
Well, no. I wanted to see. So the first thing I thought of was Frank Miller seems like a very unhappy man here with the way that he draws women and things like that. So I thought, well, shit, this guy's probably been married 7 times or something, because he keeps whatever. But anyway, I was thinking I care about Mr. Miller's, his headspace.
I got you.
So that's where I was going.
This is the Superman Wonder Woman sex scene that is also, this is the same book.
It's all art.
This came out in 3 separate like 3 separate books to tell the story.
So we just had
this is still book 2. We just had that full page.
Well, what I'm saying is we just had a fake ad for dick pills too, right? And then now Superman and Wonder Woman are
busting through icebergs.
Is that the Fortress of Solitude or what?
Yeah, that's where he was at. Boom, boom.
Hey, baby, come back to my Fortress.
See
of
how
Solitude.
much, but see, it's just art. Again, a lot of art here.
Yeah. Oh,
but God. Yeah, so they cause like forest fires and volcano eruptions and like planes and birds to fall out of the sky.
Trains going through tunnels.
Yeah, everything. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you this earlier. Batman, to make a point, broke into Lex Luthor's apartment or wherever he was at, building he was at, and kind of punched him in the face and then carved a Z in his face.
Why?
Because his parents, when they were murdered that night, they were going to see The Mask of Zorro.
Shut up. Come on.
So then the rest of the book, Lex Luthor has a Z on his face.
I just don't understand this art. Like, the art goes from very, very good to extremely bad. And then now I've got an anime girl looking at me and Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine.
Everybody's supposed to look like, because that looks like Leno.
What is going on here?
I don't even know how to describe it really. If you can, you have to go look at the art. It is different. I think it is.
This is cool.
That is a cool panel. So them scaling Arkham Asylum, is really cool.
Well, it's Batman and what we find out is Kitten Girl. And then they're both scaling the side of the wall.
As people are reaching out.
But it's all black. Like, it's just silhouettes, which is very cool.
and the elongated man is there with them, too.
Oh, screw that guy.
So the elongated man helps them rescue Plastic Man. So Plastic Man's back to calm Plastic Man down. Batman punches him in the face.
What is happening here? Why is Plastic Man dressed like one of those women that he hates?
Oh, because they get into an argument right off when they're back together because Plastic Man can turn himself into things. And he goes, it's got to be real. He goes, I never could have dreamed up anybody as boring as you, telling because he thought he was dreaming, still finally being alive.
So he's saying that to Elongated Man?
He's saying that to Elongated Man. He goes, look at you.
Who just saved him.
Yeah, he goes, look at you. You're pathetic. All you do is stretch. You don't even turn into stuff. And
that is some good writing.
Elongated Man says, I don't get any complaints from the babes, silly putty boy.
Oh, my God.
And that's when he goes, babes? Hey, I do babes.
Hey, Frank,
and then he turned himself into...
Frank, just blink twice if you're all right.
Well, this was back in 2001.
Oh, he's dead.
No, he's still alive.
Damn it.
This is the Joker-like creature.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to call him. that turns out to be Dick Grayson.
Wow. I don't understand the weird art. It just doesn't make any sense all of a sudden.
Yeah. So
There's so much going on here.
I'm still flipping through this art with Mike because there's
Wow. Even Superman looks dumb. Like, look at his hands.
Well, it's hard to draw hands. It's notoriously
Shut up.
hard to draw hands.
You're a professional artist. Come on.
I know, but
That's
still,
bullshit.
everybody has a hard time drawing hands.
I don't care. That's bullshit. That is super bullshit. I don't. No.
That's
If Frank Miller can't draw hands, then he needs to go back to Frank Miller's
I'm
school.
just flipping through all of this. Oh, that is Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
He talks with a Brooklyn accent, by the way.
Of course.
Because why I
wouldn't
don't
he?
know why, because he never had one before, but I guess,
There's the Flash.
he wouldn't
showed
Sin
up.
City. No, Captain Marvel?
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. I meant Shazam. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said Flash. I meant Shazam.
Well, that's okay. I called him Captain Marvel. That's what he was originally called.
Oh,
So
that's
Shazam.
true, yeah.
But he dies later in the book.
That's crazy. I knew who you were talking about, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Who are these people that are getting melted?
that is Martian Manhunter. That's how
Oh, he gets killed.
Dick Grayson kills Martian Manhunter by setting him
Oh,
on
look,
fire.
Nazis.
Yeah. How do you want to know he's evil?
He's got a Nazi thing.
I don't get that because
Schwash
there's nothing to
sticker.
relate the two of them together. There's also something later too that just is weird to me.
Hey, kids, write in today and get your Schwash sticker.
This is Laura. That is Superman's daughter there.
Yeah.
That we
That's
finally
kind of a
meet.
cool suit, though.
Yeah.
I like how it fades from blue to red or pinkish or whatever.
Lex Luthor also killed Hawk Man and Hawk Woman or Hawk Boy, Hawk Girl, whatever. Their son is the one who will end up killing Lex Luthor later.
Oh, great spoilers.
Well, I already told you the whole story.
Oh, that's true.
I'm just kind of flipping through this. just to
Hawkman
see
and
the
Hawk
art.
Girl? Is that what you just said?
Hawkman and Hawk Woman.
Hawk Woman, Hawk Lady?
Hey, what is that, Mike?
Well, this is just contextual, but I'm assuming this is Batman, like flipping his suit around. And this looks like, I don't know.
The bat symbol.
Part of
maybe?
the bat signal, yeah. But then there's some sort of ethereal light coming down. I don't really know. Wait. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, no, you're not going to get an answer. I was just asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, because they're... No,
give them hell.
It's him on the stage at the Super Chicks concert. But does that look at him on a stage at a concert?
Wait, the Super Chicks are a music group?
Yeah.
Is this like where they got Jim from?
I guess.
Jem?
I don't know. We'll just round it out with what happens in book 3.
Wowie.
Oh, this?
Even the sketches got bad.
The green people,
Oh,
one of those
yeah.
is Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
He left Earth to live with his alien family, so he decided to be green.
And now everybody, I just don't understand what has happened with this art. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I do understand now why you said, tell me that later or whatever,
Yeah.
because, geez, this is rough. This looks like you're doing like mushrooms or something and drawing,
Well, that could be one way. So, yeah, well, she does like anime news, and she talks like you would think a stereotypical anime.
She does anime news?
Hold on. I'm going to read this verbatim directly from it. It goes, a Super Chick's meltdown. It's a total tragedy, but you couldn't even hear about it with all the noise and shooting and stuff. And besides, which there was only one guy anybody wanted to hear from. Batman, Bruce Wayne, the actual, literally serious, real Batman. And
Mushy,
did
mushy.
Yeah, exactly. That's how she's written.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. He hates women. Frank Miller hates women. That's the title of this episode. Frank Miller hates women.
Like the thing I don't get is I loved Carrie Kelley in I think that the character could have so much, and then she changes from Robin to Catgirl with like no explanation.
Yeah.
She's never really given much backstory.
It
to
doesn't make
develop
any
more.
sense,
So,
honestly. Because
but
she was cool. She had like the big hair and stuff, but it kind of still went into a swoop.
with the glasses, I liked it.
Yeah, it was just
kinda,
cool looking. Yeah,
And in the classic Robin costume, even if they wanted to like update the costume, but
give her some pants.
Well, here's what I can tell you because I've read the first issue of the third book here, which is called Batman, the Master Race.
Dark Knight tries to do it again.
And
The Master Race.
The Master Race.
Wow, Nazis.
Because it kind of it leads you to believe kind of, well, Wonder Woman's pregnant and Superman, Laura's like, why do we deal with these humans? I think we're setting up for maybe a war between
so this is
Kryptonians and other people. Anyway,
this is their mutant war.
I don't know. I haven't read it yet. We'll get to it.
All right.
But yeah, the funny thing I find too is after Metropolis gets destroyed by Brainiac,
Yeah.
Lois, like Superman's upset and he's like,
I say yeah, like I know what the hell
I know.
you're talking about.
He goes and he finds like where their house was and he's like, and Lois, and he's holding like a picture of her, but yet he hasn't mentioned Lois Lane at all
That's
before
so
all
weird.
this.
And Lois looks like she's from the 40s.
Yeah.
Got that tiny mouth with all the lipstick.
Is that how they were in
That's
the
how
40s?
they looked in the 40s, yeah. People had smaller mouths.
Also, there was another another reference that you would get that I wanted to point out to him.
Okay.
This is
Was he
them
talking about
saving-
Zeppelins or something? And you're like, yeah,
No.
you'd get that. That's from your childhood.
It's when when I was telling so people start to like, catch on. Yeah, she just has different cat outfits in each one.
Weird.
Like the heroes being back start to kind of entice get other people to
Superman
want to
is
come back
drawn as
and
like a silhouette a lot in this.
yeah, but they're inspiring other people to dress up like heroes too.
Okay.
So that's Big Barda. You remember her from?
I do remember.
Let me
Big
read
Barda.
what it says in here because
Please.
you'll appreciate this.
Big
then.
Barda.
She just says, "Bow down before me, slave. Suffer my wrath, lick my boots, and obey my every word." Is part of what she says there. But the political talking head behind her goes, "Former porn star Hot Gates, now calling herself Big Barda, today declared herself dictator of Columbus, Ohio."
Okay. So I need to break that down real quick. Hot Gates.
Hot Gates.
What the?
Don't know.
What does that mean?
Don't know.
Is that like a Hot Lips thing from MASH or I don't?
Gates though.
Hot Gates.
Hot Gates.
And she was a porn star.
Yeah.
And now she does what with Dick?
No, she's dressing up. Now calling herself Big Barda.
Okay.
And she's declared herself the dictator of Columbus, Ohio.
I'm so sorry. Of Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Very specific.
But so it's a nice little, I guess, reference to the story, except in this one, he made Big Barda a prostitute already.
Sure. Again, he hates women.
So I'm trying to think who else we have.
Wow.
What was the other thing that baffled me?
Hey, Frank, who broke your heart?
Do you remember when we talked about Dr. Frederick Wortham? This is back around Halloween. When we did
Wortham. It sounds familiar.
When we did the Tales of the Crypt comics.
Yeah.
And we talked about
That's
the
the guy
Senate.
who was doing his own tombstone or whatever, right?
No.
Oh.
Dr. Frederick Wortham was the doctor who was saying that like comics were bad. They were
Oh,
causing.
yeah.
Remember,
I got you.
he brought up, and one of the things was
Comics
like,
code.
yeah, like
That's where that came from eventually.
Yeah, and one of the things was like, oh, you got a question about Batman? It has to be having homosexual undertones because it's an adult with his young squire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so they tried to I'm guess
sure that's exactly what they were thinking when they started Batman with the floppy ass ears.
Well, you didn't like those floppy ears.
Oh God, I hated those ears. Yeah.
I guess that Frank Miller kind of also fully believes in that. Yeah, that's Green
There's
Lantern.
a giant Green Lantern that just
After he
ruined the
saved
whole
their-
thing for me. I was so into this.
Yeah, and then that's the Hawk boy.
Is that Hawk Child?
Yeah, to avenge his parents' death, and he kills Lex Luthor.
And then everybody gets sent through a computer.
Yeah.
And then lots of panels.
Yes. It's, I'm trying to think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 panels on one page, 30 panels on the other.
Well, that's not even counting the little inset panels here, too.
But it does tell, I will say,
Wowee.
that these were part of my favorite when it was the 16 in the Dark Knight. But this is where I'll tell you at the end. So Carrie's getting, here we go.
She's getting a new suit.
This is where Carrie's come back to the Batcave and she's been attacked by the Joker creature who is now dressed up in his Robin suit. So let's stick again.
The Joker creature is dressed up in his Robin suit?
Because it's Dick Grayson.
Okay.
So
Oh,
he
okay.
shows
I
up
gotcha.
dressed up as Robin.
Any of those
beating
turn
up-
into Nightwing?
in the real continuity. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dick Grayson is Nightwing.
Okay. All right.
Then
The only reason I know, I never really followed Nightwing, but the only reason it comes to mind now is because of the news from James Gunn.
Yeah.
That's one of the people that'll be included.
So we get the speech bubble of after he is just kind of stabbing and just, hurting Carrie. He's like leaning over, telling her like he loves you, the daughter he never had, so pretty. Like he's kind of like acting Jokerish while he's doing this.
Yeah.
But then he goes, I'm going to skin you alive. I'm going to skin you alive is what he tells her. And then you see off panel, but a speech bubble, the hell you will. You're just going to die.
And again, there's no context to why he's like this.
I'm going to explain it to you right now.
Okay. I thought I thought maybe this was just like he pulled this out of his ass.
I'm going to explain because this is how we all figure it out together. If you didn't already put it together.
Right. I have not.
So Batman says, Alfred, command destruct code, zap, biff, pow. And the computer says, very good, sir. Destruct sequence engaged.
Okay. Hang on. Literally zap, biff, pow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
That's bad writing.
Dick Grayson says, command, override, abort sequence code, Kit Newmar Craig.
Oh, come on.
And then the computer says, code invalid.
That's so on the nose. I mean, both of those.
Code invalid, destruct sequence engaged. And it's just two panels of the two of their faces just kind of staring at each other. And then Batman says, so it's you. Like Batman's kind of then figured out who's killing all these villains
It's a
too.
bad standoff.
And he goes, I changed the abort code the night I fired you, Dick Grayson.
You bastard.
And then he has the art change from the Joker creature to more look like Dick
Look at
for
him.
the rest of
Does look like a dick. I mean, looks like Dick.
So Dick says, you were always so damn smart. Repeat. Oh, that's the computer. Oh, sorry. So Batman says, yeah, when I fired your sorry butt for incompetence, your cowardice, you couldn't cut the mustard, bunkie. Don't know what bunkie means. And he goes, and you did bawl like a baby, or what? You were pathetic, Dickster. He calls him Dickster.
Dickster.
You were always pathetic. You're still pathetic. And now you're pathetic and just plain weird looking.
Dick Trickle.
This is Batman.
Yeah. Just calling people weird.
And
You're
so
weird.
Robin, our first Robin, I'll rip your heart out and shove it down your throat, Bruce, and you'll thank me for it. After you see what I do to your little piece of jailbait here.
Yikes.
You don't know what I can do. You don't know what I've become. And Batman says, sure I do. Back before I had them killed, your bosses turned you into a damn freak. And Robin tells him then that I underwent radical gene therapy. I can't die. And Batman says, oh, sure you can, Robin. And Dick says, you're senile. That can't happen. I grow back. To which Batman replies, not if there's nothing left to grow back.
You know, let me just a quick aside, and I promise not to go down a rabbit hole here.
You're fine.
But if you compare this to those romance comics we've read before, the romance comics are so much more realistic. You know, we thought they were just stupid, freaking over the top stuff, right?
Yep.
Because they are. I'm too fat to date or whatever, you know, that kind of shit. But this is worse, honestly, because this is like, oh, you're reading this comic book. You got to believe whatever I say.
Yeah.
So I can cut this guy's head off, but then he can go, whoop, didn't get me or whatever and put his head back on. I mean, it's just dumb.
So
This is a stupid story.
They have this plan where they drop Robin, and I guess the elongated man saves Carrie Kelley because it's now just Batman and Robin fighting kind of to the death. But as you said, yeah, Batman pulls out a hatchet. He cuts off Dick Grayson's head.
No.
And yeah, and well, here's where he gets Dick Grayson. As after he does that, where is this at? Oh, he goes, "Damn you and your holograms! Face me like a man." And so Batman says, "Okay," kicks him, punches him, chops his head off.
Wait, who was a hologram?
Oh, there was a part where like I don't know. Robin says that. I don't remember there being
Okay,
whatever.
I don't remember there being a hologram at all.
I don't either. But Robin then goes, damn you, I loved you. Because we want to just go all in
so
on
now
this.
we're doing the...
Yep.
Okay.
And Batman says, so what? You were useless. You didn't have the chops. You couldn't cut the mustard. Again with him.
Again with the mustard. Yeah, bunko.
And
whatever you call it.
And Robin goes, I loved you. I would have done anything for you. And Batman says, you're breaking my heart. And then let's die. And he dives.
Let's die?
Yeah, and he dives off of this platform as they both fall together down into that volcano below.
Yeah.
But Superman saves it. And the last we see of Dick Grayson is that little panel right there.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Of him, like...
Yeah, that's rough.
So...
What is this down at the bottom here? What is that?
Join the first church of the son of the lost planet of Krypton. You'll believe a man can fly.
So now Superman has a cult?
That's what they're trying to... Since heroes are back, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Batmite does appear randomly in this, too.
What?
As like a talking head.
The absolute only one that I would give any leeway to as far as Batman goes.
Look how ugly Batman looks.
Yeah, Batman looks terrible. The only one I would give leeway to is James Gunn to do something weird with Batmite.
I don't know. Other people have done good things with Batmite.
Really?
You want to look at the sketchbook back here?
No.
I will say that Captain Marvel, I feel, looks good for the most part throughout the book. He looks like a classic
Shazam.
Shazam.
This just looks like a panel from Sin City.
Well, that's the question.
Yeah. That's what?
The question.
The question. Sure.
But like Carrie to be like 16 or 17 is all in
she's
these.
way too shapely.
Yeah.
This Black Canary's got her arms up
I
over
will
her
say
head
that
to thrust her chest out, kind of thing.
The Plastic Man ones are cool in a weird way, but not for like a.
The Flash looks dumb too.
Oh, those look like pants there though.
Yeah, he has pants on, but he's also wearing like Doc Martens.
Yeah. So there you go. That is.
What a terrible ending to a terrible story.
Yeah.
Huh. Well.
So I told you a little bit about.
This came out when, did you say? 2009?
2001.
2001. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. As his peers grow older, Frank Miller just gets younger. DK2 is drawn with the energy and confidence of a teenager who knows in his heart that he's better than Frank Miller. It's all in caps. And he's ready to take the world by storm. The book is startling, befuddling accomplishment. I love it, says James.
Yeah, you were dead on that.
Yeah.
I want to pull up, Mike. We've talked before.
James.
I almost brought it with me and then didn't. We've talked before about, not necessarily on the show, but about the AI apps and stuff that they have.
Sure. Love me some AI.
I used it to try to have it describe or summarize this book the best it can. And it was having a hard time with it. It kept pulling things that didn't happen. I would have to correct it.
It just answered why every time.
But I want to find.
Okay, I got to say this though.
Go ahead.
That Superman's kind of kick-ass looking.
Yeah,
the one where he's evil looking.
There
it is
are some panels that look really good.
Although his hands are as big as the earth.
But I also had it write us. I almost brought it. I printed out right. I had it write us an intro script.
Oh.
Just for the podcast. And I was like, let's read it. And then I had it write it and I got done and I was like, make Mike praise me more. And so I reread it. And it, dude.
Oh, that's
so
fantastic.
Great.
I love it.
Oh, man. But what also I did ask about it is I asked why it received, I was helping it, put research together for this. So The Dark Knight Strikes Again received mixed reviews from critics and fans alike. And here's some of the reasons why.
This is all AI generated.
No, I mean, I fed it stuff and I used it to kind of.
Okay. All right.
Art style. One of the main criticisms of the book was its art style. The book, it changes obviously from book 1 to book 2. And I think it kind of threw people off a bit. They say that the artwork there seems to be cluttered and confusing with characters sometimes difficult to distinguish from one another, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Then another critique was the plot. Some critics found the plot of The Dark Knight Strikes Again to be convoluted and disjointed, with too many characters and subplots to keep track of.
Hey, you know what? Those guys were right.
The books focus on political satire and social commentary rather than on traditional superhero action, also turned off some readers. And then also its characterization. Many readers and critics were disappointed with the way that some of their favorite characters were portrayed in the book. For example, Wonder Woman was depicted as ruthless, and Superman was shown to be a government stooge. Which, by the way, when would Superman ever work for Lex Luthor, too?
No, he wouldn't.
Also, satire. While many readers appreciated the book's satire and social commentary, some felt that Miller's satire was heavy-handed and lacked subtlety.
No shit. That's not a review. That's just a statement.
After I did all this stuff of like helping it, I asked it, I said, will this book be a good podcast topic? And the AI responded to me, now that we're done with this podcast, it said, yes, it could make for an interesting and engaging podcast topic. The book's controversial reception and its place in the larger context of superhero comics makes it a topic that is ripe for discussion and analysis. A podcast could delve into the book's themes, art style, characterization, and political commentary. I think we did all that.
We did.
As well as its place in Frank Miller's body of work.
Damn those politicians.
Yeah, its place in this body of work. This is some of, I don't necessarily like it. I would put it towards the bottom of Frank Miller's work. So we've done that now. And its place, in the broader history of comics, I think it's universally panned for the most part. But yeah, and it's a big boy too.
I'm looking through this big ass thing you got here, and there are a couple of things. What I didn't realize is that Frank Miller apparently embraced the internet in this as well, because at the bottom of these, a lot of them with the girls with their butts thrust out. It says chat live with Black Canary at www.superchicksrule!.com. Well, number one, you can't put an exclamation point in a URL.
That is
true.
But
I tried going to that and it doesn't go anywhere. The only thing that
it was 20-something years ago.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it makes me want to start it up again.
So,
but the closest thing I get is a thing called oocities.org. Oocities.org.
Okay.
And it just says, this page is old. And then has listings for 4 Lego things.
Lego icons. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
this page is old.
This is a threequel. I get, there's 3 books in this.
Tell me about the third one.
The third one. So after this, I feel like he made Batman so mean to Robin to try to explain why Dick Grayson was technically, I guess, like the second Joker in this.
Right.
And so, but it just makes Aspar's bad to begin with all the way around. But if you haven't listened, go back and listen to that episode. I went to, and I just found out I can't listen to us. I don't like listening to my voice, but
really?
Yeah, it bothers me. I don't know. But he went into that a little hard to try to, I guess, explain that and fix it more, but it just kind of seems to come out of nowhere. And it makes no sense for, never before has Dick Grayson ever been, known for being, it's all these characters, it's just so different from how they're usually portrayed. Yeah. And it's cool in a way, except it all seems that it's supposed to be at everybody's expense except Batman's. And Batman is made to look as cool as possible. And while I am fine with that because I am a Batman fan at the same time, I do not think it's cool to go against just years and years and years of superhero continuity in a way. Yeah. Just to, well, not even, this is his own universe, so he can do what he wants to. But it's hard to read a Superman that isn't Supermanly.
Yeah.
Does that make?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. I was looking up what people thought of the third one, and it says, you'll probably agree with this. I mean, even though you haven't read the whole thing, right?
I'm working on it. I can tell you I've read the first issue, and Carrie Kelley already changes identities again. She's Batwoman in this one, though.
So this says,
in the third one,
is the Dark Knight Returns master race good? That's one of the questions, right?
Yeah.
It says Dark Knight 3, the master race, will not go down as one of the best or even one of the greats, but it's still a decent book and worth reading. What a great review.
Better than this one.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, here's the
Good
thing.
job,
So
Frank
I
Miller.
have that next, and I thought that this was my thickest one.
Yeah.
The other one is about the same, but what it is there's only 9 issues because it came out as a regular comic.
Right.
The collection I have has all the tie-in issues that go along with it too.
Oh man.
So
That's
when
gotta be a big
we do Master Race this next, because we're gonna close out this whole story then.
Yeah, please.
I mean, we're gonna be able to have all the tie-ins and stuff with it. Great. So we're gonna get to the final end of this story
I cannot
of
wait.
whatever it is.
That's gonna be wonderful.
All right. So there we go. That was it. The Dark Knight strikes again. As always.
If you had to pick, I'm sorry. If you had to pick out, well, where's that? I'm looking for that. Where was the one where?
Oh, the
he's
eye.
at the concert. No, I want the concert.
Oh, that is keep going. It's
'Cause
after.
It means nothing, right?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Why is Batman bald?
Well, so what they do is because he's old. What they do is they show up at the Super Chicks concert there to just like be like, hey, we're here fighting for something.
Ooh.
Like,
That's kind of cool.
oh, was that her on the like
That's Wonder
dragon
Woman
thing or
riding
whatever?
no, she's riding a
Or the
Pegasus.
Pegasus.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that dragon?
Dragon thing.
Yeah, dragon thing. You know Pegasus. It's at the end of book 2. What you're looking for?
I loved it.
You've gone too far.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. Yeah, I can do this later. That's okay.
It's one more over.
Yeah.
No,
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. So as always, thank you guys for taking the time to listen.
Yeah, man.
Feel free to email us bros, foes, and heroes @gmail.com.
Please.
Brofo Hero on Instagram.
Brofo Hero.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
Yeah, we got a bunch of shows. So there.
That is the quickest and most concise plug you're gonna get.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do. We did, I think we talked last time. We signed a bunch of new ones. So be
Some
watching
good,
for those.
some.
No, I think honestly, the way we're headed right now, we're gonna have some really good quality shows.
Awesome.
Yeah, not like we haven't had good quality shows in the past. I don't mean
Sure.
it that way. I'm just saying these are like shows 2.0 kind of thing.
Yeah, it'll be better than. Listen to shows better than ours coming out on.
There is none. There is none.
Not
better.
in our minds.
There is none better.
Or my mother's. So
Does your mom listen?
no.
Oh man, that would
But-
be great, wouldn't it?
No. What?
Get some
Why?
feedback from
She
your
would
mom.
be so lost.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Why you got to use such dirty words, Zach? Would that
I
be a
couldn't
review?
do that, dude. She. I don't know if it would be, but she would not be happy about
Yeah.
it. No.
Zach, you can't drink rubbing alcohol. Get that out of there.
Oh man.
All right.
All right. As always, thank you guys for
Yep.
taking the time to listen. And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Comic-Con.
What?
Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.